What's up? This is TheWon, and you're watching The Sport of Kings.
Wildcats.
What they call me, the one and only. I make sure your girl is never lonely.
It's the Sport of Kings. Maryland rings.
Football. Welcome to Season 3 of The Sport of Kings. I'm your host, the one and only Jodecideion. If you're a first-time viewer, let me tell you what to expect on The Sport of Kings. This is a YouTube series dedicated to the National Football League. In this series, I will look at each week of the NFL regular season, all the way to the Super Bowl, giving an editorial look in each week's important moments in a segment I like to call What Have We Learned? Then, find out who are the top dogs, the top players of the week in Next, my associate, S4Y, will look at the dumb plays of the week in his segment called Bonehead Moves of the Week. Finally, ending the episode of Sport of Kings in our most popular segment, the S4Y Picks and Predictions Show. Join myself and S4Y as we look at the best games of the week, give you our predictions, and break down the matchups. So, if you're a fan of the National Football League and you want to watch a show on YouTube with guys who know what they're talking about, but at the same time not taking themselves too seriously, please check out this series, The Sport of Kings. Now join the S4Y Picks and Predictions Show on the PNK Sports Network, already in progress. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the S4Y Picks and Predictions Show on the PNK Sports Network. I'm your host, the one and only Jodecideion, and my man to my left.
Yeah, one and only S4Y, return champion of a year ago. Let's go Giants.
Welcome to Season 2 of the S4Y Picks and Predictions Show. In our show, we're going to look at the best matchups of the week, anywhere from 3 to 5 games. We analyze the matchup and then give you our predictions of the outcome.
Yes, and to our viewers out there that watch us every week all the way to the Super Bowl, you can also comment below, give us your thoughts, your outputs. You can even go with your predictions versus our predictions. Also like and share the page. We would appreciate it. And let's tune in.
During this episode, we're first going to give you our picks and predictions of the best 3 games of Week 1 of the National Football League 2012-2013 regular season. Followed by that, we're then going to give you our picks predictions of who we think will make division champions, the wild card, and then our Super Bowl 47 picks. Game 1, Wednesday night, NBC, NFC East matchup. The Dallas Cowboys plays the reigning Super Bowl champions, New York Football Giants, at MetLife Stadium.
Yes, the champions. I like the name of that. Giants as champions. Now starting off, that's going to be a great game. Week 1, you can't get any really better than that rivalry. D-Town versus the big Giant Town, Cowboy Nation. And my quick thoughts on this, Giants had a decent preseason, offensive-wise a little skittish. Dallas had an okay preseason. Everybody's basically healthy, intact. As long as Dez Bryant stay out of trouble, Dallas will be alright going into Wednesday's game. The Giants are healthy up front line. Can't wait for it. I'm going to go with the Giants at home, showing Dallas once again who are and is the reigning champions.
Man, like I said, you representing, the NY and everything, and I'm a Texas boy down here in Texas, so, everybody figure I'm going to be definitely on the Cowboys bandwagon, and I would be. But first, let's get it out there. The Cowboys have lost to the Giants, 3 times in a row now or something?
Like 5.
Something like that. I mean, it's been ridiculous. And and it hasn't been, in most cases, it hasn't been close games. It's been ass whooping. They've been handed, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the off season. You got guys still kind of hurt, not hamstring with Miles Austin. Dez Bryant still, doing his thing, being immature. You got my man Witten with his spleen issue, who might have even played Wednesday night. Has been cleared by the doctor to play Wednesday night. Then you got my man Jerry Jones. I love Jerry Jones. He's definitely the reason the Cowboys are at least as popular as they've ever been. But to do his little thing in the off season, during training camp, talking about, you're gonna whoop the Giants' ass, either you ain't done it in like 5 games. This is really looking like a lopsided victory for the Giants at home. The Giants with Eli, I believe in Eli. Straight up, just cool, calm, and collective. You know what I'm saying? They got this quiet swag, this quiet confidence. You know what I'm saying? That goes all the way to their coach and everything. So if the Giants lose this game, it would be an upset in my eyes. And like I said, even though I am a Cowboys fan and I'm down here in Texas, I'm picking the Giants to go 1-0. Game 2, Sunday afternoon, Fox Sports. The San Francisco 49ers heads to Lambeau Field to play the Green Bay Packers. The 49ers coming off of a NFC Championship game appearance last year. First year of Jim Harbaugh, turning the team around. Alex Smith, everything's going up and up. And then you had the Green Bay Packers, who basically should have won the Super Bowl last year. A 15-1 regular season, but losing the playoff in the first round. S4Y, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, on our second game right here, this is a huge, big game on week 1, San Francisco at Green Bay. Both had tremendously great records. San Francisco dominated East Coast teams last year. And then Green Bay, like you said, 15-1. They was coasting the whole season, and they met the Giants. But in this game right here, I'm like, San Francisco to repeat what they did last year, to me is so hard to keep doing the same thing every year. It's hard for me to say San Francisco will be exactly the same record, but I think they're going to be a better team than they was a year ago. But once again, this is at Lambeau Field. I think Green Bay is still one of the best teams in the NFL. I'm going to go home with this team. I'm going Green Bay all the way. Lambeau Field, that place is going to be crazy.
Yeah, this is a real hard matchup to call in the first week, and thank God. Usually we have these real powder-puff games in the first week, but we actually got a good head-to-head matchup this time, and so it's really hard to call, but I'm going to go with 49ers, and just because I think their offense is so much better this year. I mean, we don't know what the Randy Moss effect is going to have on this team, and Alex Smith, the second year back and everything after last year, maybe he'll finally take that next level to become a real solid quarterback. I ain't saying he's Aaron Rodgers, but he shouldn't be as bad as he's been in the past. And so, improved offense, that defense is already stout. With Green Bay, of course, we know Aaron Rodgers is the man, MVP last year and everything, just outperforming everybody hands down. And that offense is basically put a guy in, Jordy Nelson. I mean, they got offensive weapons everywhere. But that defense is where I'm wondering about. Last year, it had like one of the all-time worst stats ever, all time. Mm-hmm. And I know they brought some guys in, free agency, and did great in the draft, picking up new guys. But I'm still not sure how it's gonna, play out. And so I can see a maybe 20-30 game, or maybe 20-20 game somewhere in there. A high-scoring game, but at the same time a controlled scoring game. And so I'm gonna go with the 49ers just because I think that Randy Moss effect is going to have an effect on the game, and if Randy Moss is Randy Moss, there's no one on the Green Bay secondary that can cover him. So I'm going with San Fran. And finally, our final matchup of the week, Sunday Night Football, NBC, a rematch of last year's first round AFC playoff game. The Pittsburgh Steelers heads to Miles High to play the Denver Broncos. This game would, on paper, seem like the exact same game as last year, but there's one defining factor that's different. New quarterback, Tebow out, Peyton Manning in. Then we also have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who, through the retirement and injuries, have lost players. Still, this is definitely one of those games that's going to determine how these teams' season turns out. S4Y, what do you think going to matter?
Well, like you said, I think this is a big game for both of them. This is a first week game, so all the games are big. You definitely want to go 1-0. Pittsburgh got a lot of things new with them. Same thing with Denver, obviously, with the Peyton Manning effect over there, and they want to go big. But this place at Colorado is going to be insane. It's going to be playoff atmosphere week 1. The fans are going to be bonkers. I think that defense is going to be energetic. They're going to be ready to bounce on Roethlisberger. Peyton is trying to go out there and put out numbers, so so he can dominate, show what he does, and make sure his neck is all good, let everybody understand, he's back, put a stamp on it. I'm here, making some noise, and so I'm gonna go home with this game easily. I'm going with Denver. I'm going with Peyton Manning. They protect them. just because of the home factor. I think that home factor is going to be big. I think the fans are going to be crazy. They're going to be showing Denver so much love. It's like no other since John Elway. Like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what this dude could bring. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to try to bring a championship there. So I'm going with Denver all the way with this one.
Yeah, man, this is one of those matchups, like I said, like the previous game. I just don't know right now, but I'm gonna use some of my fantasy football knowledge I have because I do have the Steelers defense. I'm gonna go with the Steelers just because of that, and I'm not too confident in the pick because last year the same Bronco team beat that same Steelers team with an inferior quarterback by the name of Tim Tebow. Now it could have been Tebow magic, it could have been just the lining of the planets. I'm not sure, but they won and they beat them down hands down by throwing the bomb. And so now you take that same offense with a way better, way more experience, way more, just in all areas, a superior quarterback at Peyton Manning, who's missed last season because of injury and is trying to prove that he's still one of the elite guys in the NFL and also one of the league Hall of Famers, all time. He's gonna be out on a mission throwing these bombs. But do I trust Eric Decker? Do I trust the receivers? You know what I'm saying? Do they have potential? You know what I'm saying? Was Tebow holding them back? Or maybe they're just average guys. And so I'm going to go with the Steelers just because of their defense is going to be solid. You no matter what, you got Harrison out there who should play. He says he's going to play. You got my mans out there, Clark and everything, hold down the secondary as their chief. And so the defense is going to be there. Now, it depends on Roethlisberger. You have the running back currently injured, not there. And then, of course, you got the new receivers. They're young receivers, but they are experienced. And with Wallace finally coming back from holding out, he needs to get his his football legs in. And so it does look like the Pittsburgh's offense might suffer. But at the same time, I don't think Denver's defense is that great, even though they played well last year. But they did play against inferior teams all season. So I'm going with the Steelers with a kind of I wouldn't say upset, but to at least ruin Peyton Manning's first appearance in Bronco land.
Yeah, and one more note. For Denver to really win this game, I expect them to still run the ball a lot. At least the attempts or the play actions and the short passes could be effective, and it'll be easier and safer for Peyton Manning to succeed in the early going. So he give himself confidence and his whole team confidence. So that first quarter, look out for that first quarter. If Pittsburgh could survive the first quarter, they got a better shot. But that first quarter could determine a lot of the game. So I'm still staying with Denver, and Peyton's still going to be Peyton.
Before we end this episode, we want to now give you our picks and predictions on division champions and wildcards. Then also who we believe will make the Super Bowl 47 for the NFC and AFC. Here are our division champions and wildcard selections for the AFC. For the AFC East, I have the New England Patriots winning the division. For the AFC North, I have the Baltimore Ravens winning the division. AFC South, I'm going with the Houston Texans. And the AFC West, I'm going with the Denver Broncos. My two wild cards would be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the San Diego Superchargers. My AFC champion and representative of Super Bowl 47 will be the Baltimore Ravens. And basically, I'm going with them because they're due. If you don't get it done now, it's never going to happen. The defense is old. Ray right into the ring, and Flacco, if you the man, you got to prove it. They were one step there last year if Odu catch that ball, and this is it. It's now or never.
And now for my East picks, AFC picks will be also New England in the East, the Ravens in the North, the South. I also have the Texans. Now the West, I have the Chargers. And my two wild cards are the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. Even though I agree with you with the Ravens, I'm going to definitely go with the Texans. They went pretty far last year with a third-string quarterback on that last third of half of their season. And they had a couple of injuries and receivers and all that. So I think if they stay intact, I think these dudes are coming through hard to go into the Super Bowl. And now, our NFC division winners and wild card. Mines, I'm going with the New York Giants. On the East, the Packers. On the North, the South, I got Carolina. And on the West, I have the 49ers. My two wild cards will be the Bears and the Lions. Now, I'm going to the Super Bowl. there was basically one fumble or less away, the 49ers, from going to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl this year. Like I said, I think they got completions together. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. The Giants, I won't pick them because, like I said, going back-to-back is very hard, and you need defense in the playoffs, so it kind of eliminates the Packers. So I'm going to go with the 49ers, even though I do have a little edge for the Bears, but I'm going to have to pick the 49ers to go to the Super Bowl. So it'll be 49ers and Texans in the Super Bowl.
All right, now my NFC selections. Going with the East, I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles. The North, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. The South, the New Orleans Saints. And the West, the 49ers. My two wild cards are the New York Football Giants and the Chicago Bears. And my pick to represent the NFC in Super Bowl 47, I'm also going with the San Francisco 49ers. Like he said earlier, they were 2 fumbles away from being there. The defense is stout and the offense has improved. If Alex Smith balls out or plays at least as good as he played last year, with the acquiring of Randy Moss, with the acquiring of Mario Manningham, and the acquiring of Brandon Jacobs, they can be vicious on offense. And so I'm going with the all hardball Super Bowl we should have got last year. The Ravens versus 49ers in Super Bowl 47. Thank you for watching the S4Y Picks and Predictions Show on the PMK Sports Network. I'm your host, Jodecideion.
And your boy S4Y.
Thanks for watching. See you next week. Once again, thank you for watching The Sport of Kings. We'll see you next time. Take care.